Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Kerrie is running a few minutes late, so she will be here momentarily while we are waiting on people to join. And Kerrie, go to coopedup.com and sign up for my email newsletters and check out what I'm posting there. If you are on other social channels, I'm Cooped Up is my handle in most of those places. Kerrie's, who will be on here shortly, is at Food Sparks. Wherever you are watching or listening, be sure to click on the bell to be notified anytime I go live or post anything new, anything like that. And last but not least, if you want to ever text me, you can send it to 214-949-8599. 214-949-8599. And I just randomly send out stuff that I think kind of would be good for an alert. So, hey, Mama, good to see you. Kerrie is running a few moments late. She had an appointment run long, and she just texted me from the car that she is on her way. And Facebook shuts you down if you're more than 10 minutes late. So I needed to come live to avoid that. So, how you doing? How's everyone doing? What was I gonna talk about? I usually on Wednesdays rely on Kerrie to come up with the topics, or we just kind of bounce off of each other and all that stuff. I painted my fingernails last night. It's a matte finish. It's OPI's new color called You Could Have Been a Legend or something like that. It's called their Hollywood collection. I did it messy though. Like I must have had more to drink than I realized when I did it, because I woke up this morning and I'm like, I've got nail polish all over my hands. And then I put a matte finish on it. It's like 5 coats though. So I did the base coat and then 2 thin coats of so maybe 4. Base coat, 2 thin coats of the polish, and then a coating of no, and then I did a quick dry coating, and then I did the matte finish coating. So, oh, good question, Michelle. How was my event last night? It went really well. I just 2 minutes ago got an update that we raised $266,000. Our goal, we're about $25,000 short of our goal from last year, but that's still great because it was a virtual event and everyone's hating virtual events, but it was a great event. This is the week of events for me. So Monday night we were hosting, but we did not attend an event at Eric's house. And I see that I'll mention you in a moment, Eric. I see that you posted something. So for our friend Chad West, who is running for city council for District 1, we're kind of a last hurrah to like get him across the finish line. And Kerrie is texting that she is in her building now and going up the elevator. She is joining us, for those of you who are running a little bit late also. Kerrie's running late. So that, and then we had the event last night for helpusadopt.org. And again, it was Sutton Foster, so cute. And her daughter was on there. And I don't know if it was live or taped or what in this part, but her daughter is like, so when am I getting another sibling? And Sutton's got like, I don't know. It was really cute. A lot of money raised. And then what else? This Saturday night, I've got like 2 events. I've got one in person, a watch party for Chad West, if I want to go to that. And then a virtual event for the Resource Center of Dallas. I guess the last hurrah of the virtual event. So, and Eric is saying he brought home Gus's ashes this afternoon. On my second glass of wine. Fuck, that sucks. I know, I'm sorry for you, honey. So Eric's longtime dog pet companion, Chihuahua, Gus, passed over the weekend, I think on Sunday. So that is, and then you had to host that event on Monday at your house. Holy schmoly. That is one of those things. That is like a nightmare scenario for me. I think you have much more poise than I do about this sort of thing. But I hate being consoled. You know that. I've talked about this many times. I'm also just horrible at consoling people as well because of my just abhorrence of it. But like to have people coming over to my house and they're all like, oh, we're so sorry. Like, I would just be like, I'd put a sign on the door saying, do not mention the dog. Do not mention the dog. Oh man. So, and I'm laughing because this is an uncomfortable topic, not because it's funny. It's my coping mechanism. Hey Sandy, good to see you. Kerrie should be joining us shortly. She was running late from some sort of appointment. She'll have to tell you about that. I don't know what that was all about. Another thing, and I was going to talk about this with Kerrie on, but I can talk about this without her on. I am getting hounded by a focus group company who they are trying to get people who drive Range Rovers into a focus group. And they're like, it'll take, I'm sorry, that was Kerrie texting still. They're like, 2 hours of your time, we'll pay you $200. I'm like, I'm not going to drive somewhere, sit in a room for 2 hours for $200 to talk about Range Rovers. No, I'm not doing that. And it's this weekend. It's at the Anatole, which granted, the Anatole, I could probably walk there if I had an hour to do it. But the that's my reference this week on everything. I said the same thing about Amazon the other day. I was like, I could walk there in 2 hours or an hour or whatever. Who am I fooling? I'm not walking anywhere. There is all kinds of sound going on outside of my house right now. I think that we have a roofing contractor who is giving us a bid. We need a new roof. And so they've been coming through a lot the last couple of days. Kerrie, hurry up. Hurry up, Kerrie. I don't have enough topics. What else? Ask me a question, y'all. Somebody help me. Help a brother out here. What do you want Kerrie and I to talk about also? So this diet that I'm on, so I have eaten for the last 3 days. I've eaten the same thing. I told you about this ground turkey that is just spiced to hell with chili powder, garlic powder, onion powder, and then over a bed of lettuce. Oh, there's Kerrie. Over a bed of lettuce with some black beans and hey there, and some paste picante sauce. Let me finish what I was talking about. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, your mouth isn't in sync with it, but I'm sure that'll catch up.
Okay.
Michelle just asked, what do you think about Rudy Giuliani being raided? I have not. I saw that the headline come through, but I have not read anything about that.
Me neither.
Nuh-uh. And I was just telling people about what I like, my diet, how it's going, the delayed drinking and all that. But before that, I mentioned to them that I am getting hounded by a focus group that is wanting to interview people who drive Range Rovers, and they're wanting to do it at the Anatole, and it's this weekend, and they're going to pay $200 for 2 hours. I'm like, I don't want to sit in a room with a bunch of strangers on the tail end of a pandemic for $200.
Are they going to give you a Range Rover? Are they going to enter you to win a Range Rover?
I know. No, it's literally, it's like to look at prototypes. And I mentioned that to Todd, and Todd goes, I'd do it. But Todd's out of town this weekend. He's taking the kids camping. Just learned this last night, their final camp out forever. Like this, they age out at this point. But
this is it. This is no, because we used to go to our shopping trip whenever it's camping.
I know, and I just found out about it last night that they're doing it this weekend. And they're like, "Are you going to go shopping this weekend?" And I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not to talk about it."
I need more warning. Would you please tell me?
I know, seriously. But and Crystal thinks my hair is looking good today. It does
look good today.
I don't know what I didn't.
But yeah.
You know what it is? I'm speculating on what it is I changed shampoos, and so I use Head and Shoulders, and I changed to their apple cider vinegar formula, and they have a clarifier that you can put on beforehand. You put it on, you pull it through your hair, and it basically pulls out all the parabens and anything else.
Yep. All the buildup,
and you let it sit for like 3 minutes. So I'll do that first. It's really hard to do that and then close the bottle with your eyes closed and do all of that, but I'm figuring it out. Pull that through my hair, and then I'll wash everything else. Sometimes it'll run down into my eyes, which if any of y'all use Head and Shoulders, you know that is like the worst thing ever.
Oh, does it sting?
It stings like a motherfucker. But and this one has apple cider vinegar in it also, which doesn't not sting either.
Doesn't help.
But then then I wash everything out and all that stuff, and then I put this. It's a 2-in-1. It's apple cider vinegar. It's actually not super easy to find. They just came out with it though, and it makes my hair so bouncy. And so I'm thinking that it's because everything I was using before had too much weight to it, too too many parabens or something. So
Yeah.
is that the right thing? Paraben, is that the
Yes,
what's
it's a wax. Yeah. Yeah. Paraben, I think, is a wax. Paraben is
maybe
it builds up.
maybe I need to be one of those people who looks for that sort of thing. I never really looked for that sort of thing before.
And they got those, I don't know about Head and Shoulders, but a lot of the high-end shampoos, it's like some of them I like, some I don't, because they don't lather as much. And I
Yeah.
don't know, it's just me, but I like feel
This,
like you got to have like lather ahead of lather. I don't know, it's
no,
stupid
no,
just
this
because
one
it's a face
lathers
change.
like a son of a bitch. Also, it burns like
Oh,
a son of
okay.
a bitch, and it lathers like one. So the clarifier doesn't. The clarifier is just like water consistency, but the other thing is, did I watch? Did I watch Justin's YouTube? I don't know what that. Who's
Justin
Justin?
Bieber?
Something that came out in the last day or two. They're
I
asking me
don't know.
questions. I was
Let me
like,
Google.
ask me some questions because I wasn't ready.
Justin Bieber video. Well, it's just
Eric
going to bring up
is
anything.
did a focus group on Ford vehicles a long, long time ago. I was damn grateful for whatever they paid. Now, I agree. I normally would not. I would not be like, pshaw. But I'm like, I'm at the point in my life where I can choose what to do. It's that Linda Evangelista moment. I was like, I'm not going to get out of bed for less than X amount of dollars, right? You remember when she said $10,000 or something like that? And I'm certainly not going to spend my entire Saturday morning. They're like, it's 2 hours on Saturday morning. I'm like, first of all, I'm free. I have no children this weekend. I mean, I could probably use the $200 if I'm gonna go shopping, but or whatever. I may actually end up spending part of the weekend getting my office ready for people to come back also, because there's dead plants in it right now, all kinds of stuff. I don't even know.
Are you finally opening it back up?
Oh, the dude I talked about yesterday, his book. I sent you a text. I don't know if I did you. I don't think I saw it yet. Yeah, I did not watch the video. That video. Let me see what you're talking about here. But I have seen some of his stuff. I don't see the text you sent.
Totally eat my ice cream.
That's all right. I love him. I started reading the book last night. It's good. Justin Baldoni, who is if you've watched Jane the Virgin, he's the hunky Raphael, but he's also like, I talked about him yesterday on the show. He's a super nice guy. We worked with him on a couple of projects for work stuff. Everyone, I mean, we hang up the phone and someone inevitably goes, "Damn, he's so nice." Like, just yeah. I mean, he's written a book about like undefining masculinity and like that the things that were the shells of masculinity are actually all fake and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, stuff that I care about a lot.
Yeah, I heard you talk about him yesterday. Sounds awesome.
Yeah. So, but he's so cute too.
I was going to ask you something you said.
And Crystal's saying, "Don't you know that if you drive a Range Rover, $200 is not much of an incentive?"
Exactly.
I mean, I didn't want to throw down that card, but I mean, if someone else is throwing the card, I'll read that card.
Yeah, at least give you an oil change or something.
Yeah, because that's $600 right there.
What?
My annual, because I only have to get my oil changed once a year, and my annual maintenance is $600.
Oh, but they do other things for that, right?
Filters, fluids, all that kind of stuff.
Well, I drive a Honda, but an oil change, just a synthetic oil change, is like $70.
I know what your dream car is, girl. Your bill's about to get a little bit bigger.
I'm waiting for you to go, "I'm done with this, Gwen. Do you want her? Here, you want to buy her from
me?" Yeah.
Sure. Once I know she doesn't break down. I mean, I'm serious. I want one, but I just have done a lot of research, and the older models people say are great. You've not had any issues, but I've seen so many people talk about the electronics issues in the new models. And I hate new body styles anyway. Hate them. Yeah. I love your body style, but the new ones are all sloped, no back window. Hello, Range Rovers were known. I miss the old models with the big square back window in the back.
You must be looking at the sports then.
No, the new Range Rover, Land Rover, I don't know which one it is. They're all been squished.
Oh, I didn't think they changed the body style. I thought they just changed the inside. Now all the sports and the Evokes and all of that, they are squished. Like I'm getting those as
they're all squished now, because Quentin and I went and looked the other day, and I was like, I don't like this brand new body style where they're all they're squishy in the back.
Yeah, the whole thing is that you have all these windows around you. It's like a boatmobile. You're supposed to be able to just see everything. Michelle's asking, I think you looked at the Velar. I don't think you looked at the Range Rover. That's what Aaron is saying. That's the Velar. I agree. I think that you're.
I saw
I don't
many of them go by in the Discovery and whatever, but Quentin was like, no, they've changed all of them now, and we saw several of them go by.
I don't think that's correct. I don't think they changed the body style very much.
They're still squishier than they used to be. I hate the sporty one. Oh, it's ugly. I hate it.
Michelle's asking, where's my wine? Well, I am this as one of my attempts to lose a few lbs without trying very hard. I'm doing delayed drinking, where I'm not I'm not pouring my first glass of wine at 4:30 anymore. I'm trying to wait until at least 6 o'clock, and then I have a hard stop at 8, which I've always been very good at that because it fucks up my sleep. So anyway,
you stop so it doesn't.
Yeah. Justin also does a home tour, and I think I saw the garage doors you were talking about. Or is it on his Culver City house? They're real kind of modern looking frosted glass. And the new one is at his Ojai house. And actually, I think the doors have already been installed. I just was dealing with them a couple weeks ago on that. So
yeah. So let me ask you a question here. Why are there so many new models now? Is it to offer different price points?
I don't know. All the cars are doing that. BMW right now has like 17 different models also.
And I want them to get bigger, as in taller, because I really was a BMW girl. I wanted one. And then, but like, I love the 5 because it's got the squatty butt, cuts off at the back. I love that. Don't like the 6 because it has a little teardrop window in the back. I'm like, what's the point of that? The 7 still has the window in the back and it's just longer. So now it looks like a minivan. I'm like, make it bigger, taller, bigger, boxier.
Well, even
trying to be a sport car when you're trying to be an SUV.
Even Mercedes is doing all of
Mercedes. They're all sloped off.
They're all doing all the cut off. It looks like a pinched off piece of poop at the back.
Yes. Okay, so literally your model, the Range Rover, your model is the only one, and now they're still sloping the back of it a little bit. That's the only one that has at least taller windows. There's the Sport, the Velar, the Evoque, Discovery Sport, Discovery.
That's what I'm saying. There's a million different models, but
those are the
flagship one, which is the Land Rover Range Rover, period. HSC or supercharged.
The one with the fins, like yours, the one with the fins.
It's gills, yeah.
So that one starts at 92. The rest are like 69.5, 56.3, 42.650. So I guess they just started giving all these models to give a lower price point.
It's also probably to make the lease deals better, and they're all made by Tata Motors
Ford.
now.
Is it Ford or no? Not Ford. Okay.
Ford sold it to Jag and Ford. Both were sold, or Jag and Range Rover were both sold to Tata Motors a couple of years ago. But it's been good. They're very reliable now. Okay, I did want to tell you that something happened this morning to me. The 2 scariest words in most people's vocabulary. I walk downstairs and I'm like, it smells funny down here. I open the door, dog diarrhea.
Well, like in the
pen.
Where they are in the pen? Oh God.
Yeah.
Did they run in it?
No, fortunately, they both were like, no, stay away. I don't know who did it. But I'm like, that's worse than kid diarrhea, because at least kids will tell you ahead of time, I don't feel so well. And they eventually are potty trained also. Like, they're probably not going to shit their pants.
Right.
Dogs, you just don't know. And they're just going to do it wherever they're going to do it. And it's going to go all over the place.
And it funks up the house.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I mean, I was on hands and knees with the Clorox spray.
Oh God!
Out, damn! Out!
Then you gotta take the trash out.
I'm mad at the dirt.
When you put it in the trash, it's just funky. You're like, I gotta take the trash
outside. It immediately goes outside. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, no. Yeah. Frank's luckily puppy pad trained, but she doesn't have too many. I've never really had any bad, unless her tummy hurts, occasionally.
That's what I'm saying. It's very rare that it happens, but it's never planned, and it's gross. So.
Well, now that I'm a little lady, I just go on the puppy pads whenever I want.
Well, lucky.
She'll be 16 in 23 days. So I'm counting the days now.
I bought you a gift last night. I can't tell you what it is, obviously, but I bought it.
I got yours in today. Ooh, for your birthday.
We're such weird old people.
I know. I got your birthday card in and your birthday present.
I bought your present for Christmas last night at this auction thing. And then also I bought a gift on Amazon that arrived today. It was one of their like flash sale things. It's not for you. I don't know who it's for, but I was like, this would be a great gift. So
did you see yesterday on the treasure truck, they had those stasher bags? I finally broke down and got them. I've been looking at them for months.
The reusable bags?
Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it, but
I don't like the waxy nature. Aaron might appreciate them more because he's very eco-friendly and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, again, choices being the same, costing the same, no difference in convenience or lack of convenience, I'll choose the ecological option. But if it in any way inconveniences my life, I'm like, no. Give me the plastic.
I bought them more for storage, I guess, like to put nuts in. But I also bought them for like road trips to put snacks in. I don't know as though I'd use them, to your point, because I wonder what's going to happen when you wash them. Because look, I own Silpats for cookie sheets. Once you use Silpats, you can never get that greasy feeling off of Silpats. And so I hope this doesn't do the same. And if anybody has them in the chat and you use them, tell me how you clean them. Like, how do you prop them open? I guess you put a ladle in there and prop them open to dry. That's the only thing too, is you've got to keep them open somehow to dry.
This just sounds like a lot of work.
I know, but everybody tells me how much they love them, and you can sous vide in them too. You can cook in them. You can sous vide.
I sous vide in the
food saver.
The food saver bags.
Yeah.
That's what I use.
Yeah.
Okay. And what else? So what do you think is going to happen with the QR code? So first of all, I think the pandemic has been the best thing to happen to QR codes ever. Because like I feel like they were like a failing technology for the longest time, annoying, no one liked them, all that stuff. Now I feel like they're everywhere. Like you want to check out it, like I use at Sam's or at Walmart or whatever. I use the self-checkout, self-scan thing, and then you just show them the QR code on your phone. They're at restaurants all the time now.
On the morning shows, and they do the steals and deals. You do the QR code. That was really the only time I ever used them.
Really? I've never done anything like that. But like I did one the other day somewhere. And I'm wondering for restaurants, you know, a lot of restaurants have switched their menus to where it is on your phone. You scan the QR code and it's on your phone. And which for the restaurant is great. It lowers the printing cost. They can change out like a menu every day and not have to reprint everything and all that kind of stuff.
But I have two schools of thought on that.
I don't like looking at them if I don't know what's already in there.
There are people that have done the mobile version of the QR code, which is where you get a full page on your phone of each section of the menu. And then there's those that just takes you to a PDF of the tiny ass menu, and you've got to pinch to blow it up.
Like Gloria's doesn't have menus right now, and it's a mobile version that you scan through. Like each page is it like you click on dinner menu or sides or whatever, but it still is a lot more work. Are you still there?
Are you still there? Did I lose you? Sorry, I don't come through.
I'm here. You get notifications.
Sorry about that. Well, it's a Teams call.
Yeah. And then QR, you use the QR at the airport, Jody is saying, like to get on your flight. Like literally, that was the only place I ever used it was on my Apple Wallet, you know, for boarding an airplane or something. Boop. That literally was the only way I ever used it. And now I feel like I use them all the time because I want to see stuff.
I'm sure they can keep the QR codes, but bring back my goddamn salt and pepper on the table, ketchup, jams, jellies, whatever. Bring that shit back, because you're just doing that out of laziness, not really cleanliness, in my opinion. You just don't want to deal with it anymore, and you just want to hand out the little shit packets of salt and pepper, and I'm like, no.
Although, did you see
I want my pepper mill back.
Yeah, did you see that ketchup was at a shortage of ketchup? Because they couldn't.
I heard about that. What's up with that?
But hopefully, when is everything going to just... Sense. Like, this is where I'm starting to, like I said yesterday, I'm starting to sound kind of Republican on this point. Like, when are we just going to say, fuck it,
get off my grass?
Everyone is vaccinated. Like, if you didn't get it yet. Now, I understand we're not there yet because it takes a full 6 weeks from being able to from getting the shot to being done. If you got the Moderna, and that's the longest one, right? From start to finish. And 6 weeks ago, there was still kind of a shortage. Like, people were still not... But right now, you can get a shot every day, all day, if you want one. Like if someone said I need a shot, I'd be like, go over there right now. They got them. And so I think we have to give 6 weeks for that. more or less. But at what point? I saw that Los Angeles is going to open up on like May the 4th or something. Los Angeles.
Well, here's my opinion about that yesterday when the CDC announcement, everyone's like, hey, I was like, I was already doing these things because I've been vaccinated and I'm using common sense. Like, I was like, the only thing that I really saw in that announcement was it was like, hey, if you've been vaccinated, you have more liberties. And if you haven't, these are the precautions you should take. I honestly think the only reason they're not coming out and saying we're good because, X amount is, we're 54% now of the country has been vaccinated. But I think the only reason they're not coming out and saying that is because the people who have not been vaccinated will just go wild and take their masks
Well, yeah,
off.
I know. I'm sure that's why. And they still need to
pay attention.
incentivize people. I also do think, though, that we in Texas probably do not have a very good read on it like other parts of the country.
Yeah.
Because like this charity event that I was co-chairing last night virtually, they're based out of New York. They're still largely shut down there. And, Michigan's still like massively like in the throes of all of this too. So like, I'm kind of like, when is Target going to relax the rules? When is
when is the major things that we go into and visit on a daily, weekly basis? When can we, like, I think right now I could take it off in my building and people aren't going to say anything because our signs we made went to please consider, for the health of your. So I think I could take it off in my building, but if I take it off in my building, I'm going to forget it in other places,
100%.
right? So like,
I ran to 7-Eleven
when will
earlier.
it come where I don't have to wear it at the grocery store?
Yeah, I had to run back to the car to get it at 7-Eleven because I totally forgot. And I'm like, when does that go away? Like, it's just.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I don't care about what the CDC says, what they said yesterday, and that's all the news was covering. I was like, I was already doing those things. Isn't that common sense if you've already been vaccinated?
Yesterday was only about outdoor stuff. It wasn't about indoor stuff, really. So,
right. But I mean, everything they announced, I was like, aren't we already doing that? Aren't we already? I don't know. Who was waiting on them to tell you to do that? That's the question.
I don't know. I don't know. But now, I mean,
vaccinated. What were you waiting on?
It's pretty clear you're not going to carry it or catch it if you have the vaccine. So, Eric is saying, I don't mind digital menus, but Mark, his husband, has a very hard time seeing them. I don't mind them if I know the menu already at a restaurant. Like Gloria's, I don't mind it at all. That's probably the place we eat the most. New places, when I'm exploring the menu, they're a little bit more troublesome because I don't know what I'm looking at and all of that kind of stuff. I don't love them there. Like, I would like to have an option. Now, I would gladly not take a menu if there was an option. So I don't know. And then I posted something the other day that I thought it got a ton of responses. And it was basically like, in 5 words or less, have your Texas card taken away. And I know you're not a native Texan, but you got here as fast as you could. You've lived here long enough. 99,
almost 20 years.
Yeah.
2002.
2002. So you've been here long enough. That's like half your life. And the people that were talking about things that Texans hold dear, and Crystal, you may not relate to a lot of this, but I think most of our viewers are Texans. The things that Texans hold dear that I don't get, or it was basically that, like, and mine was Bluebell ice cream is garbage. I'm not a fan. And it tastes okay, but that company is garbage. It is a shitty company run by people who had no problem letting people die until they got busted, and then tried to have a ticker tape parade when they came back saying, we're back and everyone's so happy. So that's top of my list. HEB isn't all that. Like, I don't understand why people lose their. I mean, HEB's nice. I like shopping at HEB as much as I like most grocery stores, which is not real high on the Richter scale. But I don't understand why people lose their minds about HEB, right? Whataburger, really good Whataburger, or good Whataburger is fantastic. The problem is you only get it about 5% of the time. The rest of the time, it's cold floppy fries and filthy ass restaurants because they have no quality control whatsoever. Monica's saying HEB is great. Shut your mouth. So what's so great about it? Like, why do people like, why is it better than Tom Thumb? Why is it better than Walmart? Why is it better than Randall's? Or
it's certainly not better than like Trader Joe's, in my opinion, and Aldi's put together. Like I could get everything I need between Trader Joe's and Aldi's, you know?
yeah, yeah. And so that's, and then what was another one? What were people posted about it? It was hilarious though how opinionated people were. And oh, sweet tea is the worst. Like, why do people like sweet tea? Do not get it. And I know you enjoy a sweet tea.
I do half and half. I do half
What?
and half.
Yeah, I just
I
do
do
not
half and half. I can't have super sweet.
I don't understand the appeal of sweet tea at all. It's not refreshing in the least to me. If anything, it makes me thirstier and I want a bunch of water afterwards. I don't get it. I don't get sweet
Aaron
tea.
says you can drink and shop in HEB, but you can do that in Whole Foods too.
Yeah. Can you drink and shop in HEB? What HEB? I'm not talking about Central Market. Central Market's a different thing.
Yeah, he's talking about.
Yeah, that's not HEB. That's something totally different. I'm talking about just mainline HEB that the plebes go to, not the others. And I'm not bad-mouthing HEB. I think they're a great corporate citizen. I'm very proud that they're from Texas. I think they're a wonderful company, all of that. You know, I love butts, and that's the B in HEB. But that joke didn't land as hard as I thought it was going to. I do like, I mean, but like,
switch my headphones out.
Are you not hearing me? Oh, she just, what happened?
I took my headphones out.
Now you went black. We can't see you.
Am I not back on yet? Hang on.
Good HEBs have wine and beer. The ones around Houston. Yeah. I think we lost Kerrie.
Hang on, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
I don't know why it won't refresh.
And you actually cannot drink at Whole Foods right now due to COVID, or at least not in Richardson. Yeah, I think that's
hang on a second, I'll refresh.
She's gonna come back. Welcome to this technically difficult episode of Cooped Up. Here we go. She's back. There she is. But I was trying to look up I was going to look up the post that I posted to see what other people were saying about things that are overrated in Texas.
Oh yeah, please share, because I've got some too.
Well, share yours too.
Let's see. Oh my gosh, I thought of it last night when I saw your post. What is it people love here that I'm just like, I don't get it? Well, the big trucks and the vehicles, right? You know, the big monster trucks.
You know, I kind of want one of those, so I can't.
Give a Jeep. It's close enough.
I know, the big jacked up stuff. Oh, I love California and I love New York. Like, that's something like y'all can come here. I'm fine with that. Let's see. People are saying, a lot of people are talking about the sweet tea. They agree with me. Chili should have beans. I agree. I think
agree.
Chili has to have beans. Otherwise, it's just Mexican spaghetti sauce.
It's sloppy joes.
It's just
have beans in it. It's sloppy joes.
Beans is what makes chili good.
Eric's got a point. It would take a whole lot more to get me to go to Houston than having a drink in a grocery store. You're damn right. I don't understand the fascination with Houston. Y'all can come for me in the comments, but that town is like where all the 80s and 70s beachside towns went to die. Like, it's awful. The traffic's awful. The humidity is awful. It's so spread out. You can't get anywhere. It's worse than DFW in that respect. I just don't understand Houston altogether.
The only thing Texas about Houston that is great, in my opinion, is like the Manila, the art stuff, the arts district and all that stuff. And ours is now catching up. But yeah, I agree. I'm not a fan.
It's dirty. It's so dirty. And it's so spread out, and like all.
And they have that highway, that north-south highway. I swear it has 10 lanes across it.
Their buildings are old. Everything's full of strip malls and mini marts. They're all old and like with the dilapidated metal.
Yeah, Houston is armpit attacks. I always do say that the unofficial rule of living in Dallas is that you have to hate Houston.
It's true. I know people are going to get upset in the comments, but
is my phone ringing? Stop calling me.
Cannot stand Houston whatsoever. I hate it.
And then what else? What else? Sweet tea is disgusting. Sweet tea is, point of order, someone said, though, sweet tea is Southern. It is not Texan. There is a difference. And I agree. I don't think Texas is not the South. Texas is Texas.
Okay, your mom said Mexican pastries. I don't get it either. They're dry. People are like, oh, what do you call
My
it?
mom is talking about the Mexican pastries. That's in relation. Is that into things? I thought that was that HEB has them, but maybe it's that they're dry.
People freak out about that here, and I'm like, they're so dry, and they're like, oh, you have to drink coffee with it, like with Stulo coffee. I'm like, well, no wonder, because I'm gonna choke. Like, this isn't a croissant. This isn't even laminated dough. What is this? It's just got a bunch of sugar on it.
Moist free sugar. Moist free sugar.
I don't get it, y'all.
My friend Amy says the weather changes fast everywhere. It's not just Texas. That's one of her things. There are states with better barbecue. Now, I don't agree with that one.
Oh, I do. After going to Memphis with Quentin last September.
I am not a fan of the vinegary sauce. I like
Southern sticky sweet barbecue, Texas sticky sweet.
Yeah. Look, I actually took a class on barbecue randomly. This random thing I did once, and learned the evolution. So barbecue pretty much started on the lower East Coast, so like the Carolinas, all of that.
And that's my favorite.
Pork based and vinegar based.
Mustard sauce, vinegar sauce. Yes.
Yeah. I don't like it. And then it moved over to Memphis, and then it's still pork and vinegary, kind of just a little bit
more dry rubs, which I didn't think I would like, but dry ribs in Memphis are delicious.
Yeah, not as saucy. And then Texas, it comes over to Texas, and Texas is beef. Yeah. Everything is beef, and it's more of a ketchup based, like a red sauce based, and a little bit sweeter. And then Kansas City style is beef as well, because that's the cattle drives used to go from Texas to Kansas, Texas to Kansas.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. But Kansas City style barbecue sauce is like what all of the store-bought barbecue, like if you get like Heinz or anything like that, if it does not say a specific style, it will be Kansas City style. That is the style that they sell in America.
What I love about Memphis is the sauce is more tangy. It's got more vinegar than ketchup, basically. And also somewhere in there, you get Alabama and you get Georgia. That's where the white sauces come from. The white barbecue sauce, which I had never had until when Smoke was here, when Smoke first came in Oak Cliff. Remember, they would bring the caddy around to your table that had all 4 styles of barbecue sauce?
Oh, yeah.
I had never known what white sauce Alabama style was, and now they sell it in the grocery market.
My mom was talking about HEB has the Mexican pastries. I don't get it, right?
They're dry bread with a bunch of sugar crust on
top. Someone on here says Buc-ee's sucks. I don't agree with that. I love Buc-ee's so much. That is lies.
How even it's full of a bunch of shit. Aside from the food, all the shit in there for sale is hokey. Especially now they don't sell Yeti because they got their own brand now and Yeti.
Yeah, and that's what
all the stuff they sell is hokey. All the homewares, would never buy any of it. It's all like washed out wood, live, laugh, love. But the roasted nuts and the barbecue brisket sandwich alone and the fudge, come on, people, and like
the beef jerky and the barbecue sandwiches, clean restrooms, and yes, there is a 99% chance that you're going to get in a car accident in the parking lot because people are going everywhere. I will actively find the farthest entrance and go to that one, and then eyeball where I need to go out as well because they've got a traffic control issue. But I think Buc-ee's is genius. They're
Where
huge.
else can you buy a smoker and a tractor at the same goddamn place? I mean,
and a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. I mean, and you walk in there and it's just, you have to marvel at the awe of, it's just a ginormous like Walmart of restrooms, food, and hokey home products. I mean,
yeah, the home products are a lot, but you can also get, I mean, I've had to on stops get like phone chargers and stuff when we've forgotten phone chargers and all of that too.
And don't sleep on those Rice Krispie treats at the checkout. Delicious.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. 100%. And the chili lime pork rinds. Oh my God.
Oh, I haven't had
the dill flavor.
Oh, I'll have to have those too. They have these little mini cookies, and it's not the beaver nuggets. They're separate. It's just they're mini cookies, and they are so buttery. You put them on your tongue, and you can just like kind of suck on them, and they just eventually disintegrate.
Now, have you had the mini cookies, the tub of mini cookies from Trader Joe's, the little mini chocolate chip cookies? And I don't really care for chocolate chip cookies, but the little mini ones in the tub at Trader Joe's.
Oh, I'll have to try those.
Excellent.
Someone here says kolaches are trash. Well, you've never had good kolaches.
Apparently, you've never stopped at the West Czech stop, the original one, little shitty convenience store, not the Slovaskis or whatever they are.
Slovaceks. My sister likes Slovaceks better, but I like the shitty one across the street with
shitty one across the street, Monica.
The one on the east side that has the actual like piece of sausage in it. So I have a funny story about that. Arden, who works for me or works with me, she was coming back. When we had an employee who lived in San Antonio and would drive up every other month, and she would always stop there and get a bunch of them. Well, they'd been in the refrigerator at the office for like, she came on Tuesday. On Friday, Arden had left them. And I was like, well, I'm going to take these home. They're going to go bad, right? And Arden had bought them. But I just thought I was like doing a thing. So she comes in and she's like, where are my kolaches? And by the way, I grew up calling those pig in a blankets. Kolache.
Oh, no, you're talking about the actual sausage one, not the fruit ones.
Yeah, the fruit ones were kolaches to me.
Yeah.
But the pig in the blankets, they call them kolaches also.
Yes.
But so people kind of call them both. The pig in the blankets at that one, the Czech stop, are the best. But that's what Arden likes, is those. She comes in on Monday and she's like, where are my kolaches? And I'm like, I took them home. We ate them all. And she's like, what? She legit did not talk to me the rest of the day, was pissed off. Her husband texts me, what did you do?
Oh my God.
By the way, she's pregnant at this time too. So, and I was like, they were going to go bad. They would be a week old before you got back to them on Monday. And sorry, I got food in my teeth. Got back to, I was like, I thought I was doing you a favor. I got this close to driving to fucking West Texas to get her more kolaches to make her talk to me. I ended up finding kind of something like them, but it's just the best there.
You can go to, if you're ever in a need for those, go to Eatsy's. Eatsy's has them when they're doing the breakfasts on the weekends or whatever, maybe in the mornings and weekdays too. But they have the sausage cheese ones all the time.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, you can get them.
People are saying In-N-Out is better than Whataburger. I don't know In-N-Out very well.
In-N-Out fries suck. I hate their fries.
Someone says the Bushes aren't so great. I have spent time with all of the Bushes. They're all very lovely people who I don't agree with on many things.
Same.
Barbara Bush was a bitch, though. She was the worst is Tipper Gore. The worst celebrity I've ever been with, politician specifically, was Tipper Gore. She was horrible. But Barbara Bush is right up there.
Barbara or you mean
Barbara.
older, the one who's dead?
Yes.
Yeah.
She was just
I
old
know
and
somebody
crusty.
who was their personal chef when they were in the office, and she was like, she would be their Crawford when they went to Crawford, Texas. And she said that woman was as raunchy and outspoken, and no, most people would have never known it, but
yeah,
she was a handful.
When I was with them one time, she was like, when are we going to get out of here? And it was something that I was like helping with. And I'm like, okay, bitch. Let's see. Someone said, keep Austin. Meh.
Meh. I know. I did see that.
We lived there for 2 years. I'm no great fan of that. Texas State Fair is an overpriced ass whip.
Yeah, now that Fletcher's Corn Dogs has the the trucks. I mean, I haven't been to one yet, but honestly, that's all I need. That's all I go for anyway. Why pay $20 to get in the door to pay $8 for a corn dog? I can just go to the freaking food truck and get it. I
agree. Mine was gun control isn't the worst. 5 words. Someone wrote here, I do not agree with this one at all. Free chips and salsa is stupid.
If I go to a Mexican restaurant and they don't have it, I'm like, what are you doing? You're not.
I know. And Gloria's has the bean dip also. The bean dip and that. And then who has, Beto's I love that place so much. And Trinity Groves, it's like reinvented Mexican. They have a black bean like hummus or something that they put on the table. That is.
Didn't you and I get that when we went to lunch there like a year or so ago?
Probably.
2 years ago?
So good. Yeah. So good. Well, another person saying Buc-ee's is overrated. I'm like, no, I do not. I do not get Taco Diner and Mi Cocina suck. Someone wrote. I can get on board the Mi Cocina one. I think Mi Cocina is terribly overrated.
I'm opposite. Taco Diner, to me, I hate their sauces. They do that little weird green sauce and the weird
I
salsa.
like that sauce. I like that
I
one.
like Mi Cocina's salsa.
But Mi Cocina is just like bland. Like it doesn't. It's like it's white people Mexican food.
Well, I get the brisket, the tacos de brisket. That's like my favorite thing because they have that at Taco Diner.
That's what I get at Taco Taco Diner. I mean Taco Diner. Oh my God, this same person has called me like 4 times now. They have at Taco Diner though, they have this like avocado salad that's kind of preformed and it's got chicken in it or on it or something. It is very good. It is.
I've been to a Taco Diner and they've closed them all around here. Did they close them definitively or no?
I thought the one was still open in West Village.
I have to double check. Someone asked me the other day. They're like, "Did they close that one?" Because they closed the one over there at Preston Northwest Highway.
Yeah, you know Rebecca Lopez. Oh, that one closed a while back. That was before the pandemic.
Yeah.
You know Rebecca Lopez, the reporter here. She wrote "Bluebonnets or Weeds." That's a very strong opinion.
Well, in Oklahoma, we call it Indian blanket because it comes up with the red, the crimson.
The Indian red breakfast.
The pink ones and the red. Yeah, we call it Indian blanket in Oklahoma, and bluebonnets are sometimes part of it, but more or less, it's more of Texas.
Yeah, but we have the red ones too here, just not as much.
Yeah.
Anyway, and what else was I going to talk about? I think that's. People are saying I hate summer. Well, everyone hates summer in Texas. I don't think. I mean, it's because it's too fucking hot, and we hate summer because we had a weekend like we did this past weekend in April. It was the most gorgeous weekend ever.
I just looked at temps. It looks like next week there's one day that's 90. So I'm like, oh, once the 9s get here, there's.
I know. Well, it was already like 88 today, and so I think the humidity is helping the hair today as well.
It's like when it's so humid like that. I mean, I know the rain's coming, right? But it's like you can just feel it coming. It just feels like a hooker's armpit in July out there. I'm just like, my God.
Is it supposed to rain?
Oh yeah, it's gonna storm tonight and rain all night.
I did not know that. Someone says Texas toast is too much bread. Nope, I disagree.
Got to put more butter on it there, buddy.
No, seriously.
Bake it up until it's crispy.
And chicken fried steak is neither chicken nor steak. Oh, chicken fried steak is so good.
It's good. Yeah, it's either pounded cube steak or pounded chicken. I think it's probably dark meat that's pounded out, right?
Yeah, it's now. I think they use a breast if you do a chicken fried chicken.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Someone said "y'all" isn't a word. Well, yeah, too far.
Shut the fuck up, because it is.
And I use it all the time. Y'all.
Listen, in this day and age, where we're supposed to be more cognizant of our terms we use for groups of people, y'all works because people don't want you saying, "Hey guys."
Hey
anymore.
guys.
You can't say "Hey guys." Like guys is, to me, guys was universal. Hey guys. No,
well,
so I say y'all.
We have a blogger friend who says "Hey guys" all the time, but then will rail against saying "Hey guys" if it's the social justice cause of the month.
Yes. And he puts a list of words up, and I'm like, how about just y'all?
Y'all, exactly.
Y'all grabs everybody. Y'all grabs all y'all, Ewans. It just, universal.
Did you watch the Oscars this weekend?
Nope. I haven't seen a movie in 15, 18 months.
Well, I haven't either, but I still kind of watched them to just see what I was going to see.
I was potting my plants on my balcony.
I thought you were saying you were pottying.
I was potty for all the Oscars. I just sat there for 2 minutes. And I came through to grab something, and it was Tyler Perry's speech. I think we talked about this.
He was fantastic. Yeah, he was good.
He was great. But no, I didn't. The only movie I saw was everybody talking about the Ma Rainey's, whatever, and I happened to see it because it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Everybody freaked out about that movie. I think I've mentioned here before. Did not care for it. I didn't. It was lost on me.
I've only seen clips, and it seemed like everyone was overacting in it.
Yes.
It seemed like everyone was. It's sort of like the same thing. I would rather walk across hot coals and say a bad word about Still Magnolias, but I feel like that movie, everyone tries too hard to have the syrupy accent.
And Ma Rainey's kept feeling like it was going to build to something, and then it never did. And it just, in the end, I was like, is that it? Like, when the movie ended, I was on the couch like, is that it? Like, is it over?
That sounds like every British movie ever.
I just didn't understand it. I mean, I get the poignantness of it, but I just thought it was
Monica's saying it's HEB calling to bitch me out. That's why my phone keeps ringing.
Oh, it's true, Monica. That's
And
what it
Michelle
is.
is saying that Lucille Ball was an asshole. Well, I'm sure.
Hmm.
Well, and it's probably for all the same reasons. It's power and a man doing like the Taylor Swift song. If I was the man, that she'd be a baller, not a bitch. If she would do those kinds of things. I don't
Well,
know.
speaking of that, have you seen, it was a couple weeks ago now, and maybe you talked about it on a show and I missed it, but all of the negative hoopla that was coming out around Anna Kendrick and what a bitch she is. And I thought, oh my God, she comes across as the sweetest person ever.
Is she the one who's married to Borat?
No, that's Anna Ferret or whatever her name is. No, Anna Kendrick is the one from Pitch Perfect, the lead in Pitch Perfect.
Oh, she wrote the Cup song.
Yes. And everybody
she was married. I thought she was married to Borat. Is that
everybody piled on? No, it's the other girl married to him, the red hair girl that looks like Arden, the one I said Arden.
Oh yeah.
But no, I mean, people piled onto it like, oh my God, here was my experience with her. Here was mine. I was like, what a PR nightmare. They said she's the hugest bitch. And like she doesn't care about her fans. They'll give her stuff at meet and greets and she'll just throw it in the trash and walk out. And that she's just like, kind of like the same thing. When can we leave here? How long do I have to be? And then, they wanted her to do an appearance and a designer wanted to give her an outfit. And then her assistant came back and was like, if you want her to wear that, that'll be another $10,000. And it was
I will say that is part of all work should be paid. And if they are benefiting if you have to make an appearance in the dress, that is further working. And you deserve to be paid for that. I do agree on that point.
Well, I think it was some event and they were already paying her, but they wanted to give her an outfit because it was related to a designer. And then she was like, I don't want to wear that unless you want to pay me. Yeah, Amy Adams. That's Isla Fisher. Isla Fisher is the one married, the one that's, thank you, Janita, the one that looks like Arden. But Amy Adams. Well, who did I say what her name was?
Oh, Amy Adams. No, you said Anna Kendrick or Anna.
No, wait, it's not Amy Adams. It's Anna Kendrick. It is Anna Kendrick because it's the girl from Pitch Perfect.
Isla Fisher is who's married to Borat.
She's saying Amy Adams. I get Amy Adams and Isla Fisher mixed up a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Anna Kendrick, and she, she's like Mrs. Sing Songy, does all the animated movies too, and
she seems like a baller, she seems like a real businesswoman though to me as well.
Everybody piled on and was like, "Oh yeah, God, she's awful," and I was like, "Oh my God, that sucks."
I mean, I'm sure they say the same thing about Queen Bey. And
what's funny is you don't ever really hear many people. You know what? If you're going to be a certain way, pay people really well.
I think that's what
because you got to know. I mean, maybe she's nice because she's Houston. I got to feel like she's a Texas girl. She might be nice, but she's a busy damn woman. So you got to know. It's just like Ellen, right? All the stuff that happened with Ellen, I would have never thought. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? That's Ellen not paying enough attention to her producers, right? So she got rid of them all. Came right out and said, yeah, I should be more involved. And you really should be. But I really don't think Ellen's a bitch. I don't think she's a bitch.
I don't either.
I think her producers were, and she wasn't paying enough attention, and they were running off and doing what they wanted to do. So it is ultimately, in the end, her fault. But still, I don't think she's a bitch.
You know nothing about that kind of experience where the middle management is not great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, running the business and the boss won't. Yeah. Got that down. Not my current job.
No, not your current job. Yeah. To be clear, we're not talking about her current job.
To be clear, love my job, love people I work with, love my boss.
Yes, all of the above. Check. Hearts.
Yes, current job, previous job before.
Yes.
Yeah, not so much. And I don't mind saying it because, they lost 18 people in as many months. So there's plenty of others out there that would back me up.
Yeah. Didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
No,
you never hear about Oprah either. And I think that the reason why you never hear that Oprah is a bitch is because she literally just says no to everything pretty much, unless she knows what aligns with what she wants to do. She doesn't show up to fashion events, and she's to the level now where she doesn't have to do that anymore anyway. But if she doesn't want to do it, she just says no and doesn't bitch about it. Or she just, or I bet she even has like 17 layers of filters even of people saying no.
Mm-hmm.
And then once she gets there, she's just like, oh, I'm in my Mother Earth element. Oh, Gayle King is going to be a grandmother. She announced this morning on CBS this morning. Her daughter has not allowed her to say anything, but the baby's going to be born in September. She was allowed to say it this morning, and she was talking about how she was like, "What's my grandma name going to be? Because I can't. I don't want to be grandma or granny or any of those old people names." And then she said, she was like, "I was thinking about like Gaia or something like that."
Yeah.
They were like, "What's Gaia mean?" She was like, "It means Mother Earth or something like that." And she was like, "But Oprah thinks that's stupid. She thinks it's pretentious."
My friend Linda, she just had a grandbaby, and from the get-go, like she's got it on t-shirts and everything. She goes, "I'm gonna be known as Gucci."
Gucci,
Her baby
I like
grandbaby
it.
calls her Gucci.
And she didn't like Gaga, so she's trying to play off of that. We're like, well, what about like Lala? We had a Dee, or short for Goldie.
I've heard Lala, but whatever. I mean, I know grandmas have nicknames now, but my grandma was Meemaw. I mean, nobody's a Meemaw anymore.
Mine was Mamu. That's extra country.
Granny, grandma, Meemaw.
I had a grandma,
Guinea.
I had grandma, I had grandmother, I had Grandma Marie.
Y'all put your grandma nicknames in the chat. I want to see them.
I know.
Something different. What was grandma's? If they're living, great. If they're not, what is?
Yeah, my current grandmother, the only living grandmother I have is grandmother. Her name is Rosemary.
Your sister said mom is Grams.
Mom, yeah, my mom is Grams. Yeah, that's right. And Todd's mom is Nana to the kids, Nana and Grandpa, because she did not want to be a granny name. But
Sandy says she could totally relate to Gayle on the grandma names. Not a grandma yet, but my son is 34. So
I mean, yeah,
Sandy, so you're waiting, huh?
She had a Nana, a Grandma, a Meemaw, and a Moo.
Yeah. Aaron said Nana, Mimi, Mama, Grandmama. Oh, Grandmama's cute.
Grandmama, not Grandmama. Not you. You make it sound like it's British. Grandmama.
Grandmama.
No, it's Grandmama.
Really? I would have said Grandmama. Well, my mother. I would have grown up with my mother.
Mine was grandmother. No, she was English. Well, mine's not English, but mine is grandmother. And we call it Mike's grandmother, Grandma Gigi. Or we call him his grandma Gigi.
Gigi, yeah. That's cute.
And New was Mark's grandmother.
Now my grandma was Meemaw, but not Memaw. It was just Mema. Meemaw.
Yeah.
Not Meemaw, like country Meemaw, which is weird because we were country. But
well, mine is Mamu. And then my cousin Christy called my grandfather Peepaw, but my sister and I were not allowed to do that. So he was Granddaddy. So Granddaddy and eventually married grandmother. Granddaddy and grandmother, and then Mamu and Stan. We just called our husband Stan.
You don't get a name, you're just Stan.
You're just Stan.
So my grandpa's name was Hooley, which is an interesting name, right? Holley. So we just called him Grandpa Hooley.
Grandpa Hooley. I had a Grandma Marie, who I didn't see very much, but Grandma Marie. Yeah. My boyfriend's son calls his grandma Oma. Yeah, that's German. Yep.
Yeah.
And Grania, Donita is saying.
Interesting.
So we thought about Oma and Opa for Todd's parents because they are German, but they didn't want it. They wanted Nana and Grandpa. So.
Huh. Well, Linda, her grandbaby's name is Gigi, so she just thought Gucci would be easy for her to, go with.
And it sounds fancy, and there's all kinds of stuff that you can buy to go with it. You could just be head to toe.
Yeah, that's why she did it. She was like, "No, I'm going to be Grandma Gucci, so I can wear my Gucci shirt
everywhere." So that's what my kids call me,
Grandma Gucci.
All righty. Well, we have been at this an hour.
Sorry I was late.
Say what?
So sorry I was late, everybody.
Pshaw. All righty.
I wasn't very far away, but I was at my waxing appointment, so she was running behind today.
What'd you wax? Oh, do you have a pretty kitty now?
I do, and she's so fast, y'all. The men could not relate, but the women will understand because I see these TikTok videos of men getting waxed, and they're funny, but I'm like, God, what a freaking baby. Women, we go in there, we're just chatty Cathy, and 10 minutes later, all gone. Like, bye, see you later. Here's my credit card. Zip. I am in and out there. I've timed it from walking from the parking lot in there, undressing, wax back, 11 minutes. And I'm in and out. I'm in the wrong business. That's like the easiest $85 anyone has ever made. 10 minutes for $85.
Seriously.
Break that up into 4 quarters, an hour, 4 times 85 times
Uh-huh.
8 hours a day, probably 10. I'm
She's
in the
dang.
wrong damn business. I just need to buy some sugar wax and look at hoo-haws all day, and I would be rolling in money.
That's not a good grandmother name, hoo-haws. But that place called Pretty Kitty cracks me up. It's a waxing place. It just literally I've never driven by there and not giggled. Pretty Kitty. Like just
that are a blessing. I love Erin. Poor Kerrie's been sitting this entire show in pain with her legs crossed. No, that's good.
Like, oh, okay.
That's why I do sugar waxing. It doesn't hurt nearly as bad.
There was a Hooli in Eric's little town growing up.
No way.
He owned the filling station.
That's awesome. I love that. I've never met anybody else that knew a Hooli, so that's awesome, Erin.
Hooli?
Yeah.
All righty. Well, I will talk to y'all later. Love you. It's important that you will love that you watched this. Thank you. And I will be back tomorrow with another episode at 4:30 of Cooped Up Live. Bye.